The first BTC $10,000 Bantamweight tournament matchup sees Izzudeen Atmeh take on Vinny Diaz. Atmeh advanced to the semifinals of the BTC $10,000 Bantamweight tournament with a first-round guillotine choke submission over Nate Small. Izzudeen is one of the best strikers we have seen step inside the BTC cage and has back-to-back finishes in his last two BTC performances.
There's definitely holes in his striking, and even honestly, I see holes in his wrestling as well. Watching his last fight, things I can capitalize on if he hasn't improved on them, and if he does them again. So, his striking definitely has holes. Everyone has holes. I have holes, but I see holes in his striking and in his grappling. So, again, looking forward to capitalizing on those mistakes that he's going to make. See it going a few different ways. Definitely a finish though. Expect a finish, guys. This is gonna be either a knockout or a sub. But if I had to pick one, I think it's a little more towards a knockout this time. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Vinny Diaz got to the BTC $10,000 semifinals with a second-round TKO submission over Alejandro Sosa. Diaz, in his two professional mixed martial arts bouts, has picked up 2 submission victories.
I think it's a good matchup. I think it's like a classic striker versus grappler type of matchup. I'm never really concerned with who I fight. Like, I know what I can do. So I think the outcome has a lot more to do with me than whoever they put against me. I don't think he's fought anybody who can wrestle. Like, none of those guys are wrestlers, you know? I don't see any holes per se, but I don't see any wrestlers shooting takedowns. I see guys who don't know what wrestling is, trying to take people down. So I have so many ways that I can win this fight, and I have so many different skill sets. It's really hard to say which one of them is gonna shine that night.
It's the traditional striker versus grappler here in the BTC $10,000 semifinals, as Vinny Diaz will take on Izzudeen Atmeh.
Here we go, BTC fight fans. The following contest is being brought to you by Ergys Natural Medicine, your sponsor for the BTC $10,000 Bantamweight tournament. This is a semifinal. The winner will advance to the finals. Scheduled for 3 rounds in the Bantamweight division. Ladies and gentlemen, here are your fighters. First, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black trunks trimmed in white. Standing 5 feet 7 inches tall, he weighed in at 135 pounds. He's a freestyle mixed martial artist representing Grant's MMA and Niagara top team. He comes to the BTC cage undefeated with a record of 2 wins and no losses, with both of those wins coming by way of submission. Fighting out of and representing Toronto, Ontario, ladies and gentlemen, here is his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the black trunks trimmed in white and gold. Standing 5 feet 9 inches tall, he weighed in at 135 pounds. He's a freestyle mixed martial artist representing Dunamis and Kodukai. He comes to the BTC cage with a record of 2 wins and 1 loss, with 1 win coming by way of submission and 1 big win coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of and representing Calgary, Alberta, ladies and gentlemen, here is Izzudeen Atmeh. Referee Brian Beauchamp with final fight instruction.
The gentlemen, I'm already instructions in the back room on a clean, fair fight. If I ask you to stop everything you do and touch us.
Ladies and gentlemen, this Bantamweight tournament matchup will be decided in 3 rounds or less.
The veteran referee Brian Beauchamp, the 3rd and final man inside the cage. Josh Hill rubbing his hands together in excitement. He can't wait to see the next wave of bantamweights in Canada.
Yep, I'm feeling it. I'm sweating. Pumped for this.
And there's Diaz trying to showcase the striking, which he did earlier in his first fight against Sosa.
Here's the shot. Grab the single leg. He's deep on this here. Izzudeen a good job. Get to the cage. Use it. He's trying to create space. Vinny might. Oh, got it down now.
And now the fight does go to the ground, as Vinny Diaz said in that little promo package that while Atmeh has shown some good signs of takedown defense, he hasn't fought a wrestler. Vinny Diaz is definitely that and a full mixed martial
arts. He's gonna get it back here. Yeah. Izzudeen gave up that overhook, that whizzer. And this is not where you want to be early in this fight, or at all for that matter, with Vinny Diaz on your back with over 4 minutes left here.
Yeah, especially how dry that Albar is. No one's really broken a sweat just yet, and how cagey, crafty the grappler that Vinny Diaz is.
Izzudeen was doing a good job there trying to get his hips to the mat, but Vinny saw that, switched his body triangle to the other side. Very aware of it. I've been in this position before. I've had Vinny on my back. Not fun.
No, it does not look fun at all, plus that body triangle just taking as much air away as he can as Diaz looks to set up this rear naked choke.
Yeah. Izzudeen's going to look to get his hips to the mat. He's going to look to slide off to his left side there and then eventually turn into Vinny, but Vinny's doing a good job of just staying super tight.
These jiu-jitsu guys, that when they get the fight to the ground, this is their world, and we've seen just that evolution where you need to be good at everywhere and great at everywhere really to be one of the tops, but if you're super strong in one aspect, at this start of your career, that's just a difference maker.
Absolutely. I'm sure Izzudeen's been in the gym, repping this position many times, having somebody take his back, having someone take him down, working his way back up, but it's a different animal when you got Vinny on your back, and this looks deep here. I think you might get this. It's in there.
It's a tight choke attempt coming here from Diaz.
Izzudeen's doing the right things and pulling two hands on the one, but Vinny's still got that, not quite under the chin, but that's a nice crank on the face here.
Well, while Diaz is working for that submission, I am impressed with the composure from Izzudeen Atmeh right now. Not panicking.
Nope. He's doing the right things defensively. You can see, look at, he's barely even breathing heavy. Like you said, we talked about earlier, these guys have been training their whole lives, so they've been in every position possible so many times.
Oh, wow, breaks the hands.
Breaks the hands, but he might get flattened out here.
As Diaz still had that body triangle, which really kept him in the driver's seat of the position.
He puts that body triangle back on, and he switches again. Very aware, good awareness by Vinny there.
Oh, try to switch the hands, does Diaz.
It might be deep.
That could be a one-arm.
He doesn't have, he's got the one arm, and you can finish with one arm. Izzudeen doing a good job of fighting these hands and just keeping his chin down and not giving him those full rear naked choke grip to be able to finish it.
Well, as you said, Josh, you've been in this position. Just talk what you're doing when you've got someone like Vinny who just seems so relentless looking for the submission.
Yeah, it's not a spot you want to be in, that's for sure. But first things first, that chin's got to be down, right? And you got to have two hands on one. He's going to look to try exactly what he's doing here. Two hands on one, try to bring Vinny's left arm over top of his head, then look to turn in. But Vinny's very aware of that. He's doing a good job of just staying one step ahead, keeping that control. But he's got good defense so far.
Yeah, good defense. And we've got to remember, as you said, Josh, the Atmehs, they've been in jiu-jitsu since they were like 10 years old. So this is not their first rodeo on the jiu-jitsu mats.
Nope. Just over a minute here.
And once again, just Diaz just so relentless, and he's got good pressure. Now trying to sink the hands up here.
It's getting closer and closer, but again, Izzudeen just getting his chin down underneath. This is more of a crank on the face, which sucks and hurts, but Vinny switched it off now to the other arm.
Just quick job by Diaz to switch those hands, try to get the submission anyway.
Yeah, you can see Izzudeen listening to his corner, following instructions, doing a good job. Vinny might look to, he's going to look to come on top there, but he's sticking with the back. It's working for him.
But here, Atmeh, he's grabbed hold of the hands, so at least gets that separation to get some breaths in. And right now, preventing.
Switch to the arm. Vinny stepping over to the arm bar. He's got that Kimura grip. He might switch to the triangle. Nice jiu-jitsu here from Vinny Diaz.
As you say that, Diaz just so capable. That's a belly down arm bar.
Oh, he lost it. He lost it.
Still an inverted triangle attempt going on from Vinny Diaz.
Great defense from Izzudeen to step over like that.
Oh, and just as the horn goes, he gets it to a stand-up position.
Wow.
Great showcase of Brazilian jiu-jitsu from Vinny Diaz. But as well, Izzudeen Atmeh showing, he was cool, calm, and collect, didn't panic, and it let him survive to see the second round.
Yep. Beautiful display of offensive grappling, wrestling and grappling from Vinny Diaz, taking the back, controlling that whole, literally almost that full 5 minutes on the back. But Izzudeen Atmeh did a very good job defensively. Didn't take any damage either in that round. He was controlled, and he definitely lost the round, but no real damage done.
No real damage done. And Josh, if you're in the corner there of Izzudeen Atmeh, what are you saying? Because you know that's Vinny's game plan. He's going to want to come out, try to wrestle you, get the fight down, and just vice versa what we saw in the first round.
You got to stay long. You got to stay super long with Vinny. You got to keep your back off the cage. That's the big thing. Vinny's going to look to push the pace, try to push him up against the cage, get that takedown back again. He's got to angle off and stay long, use his jab, and see if he can keep it on the feet.
As we see the replay here of the takedown, the entry on the single leg.
Round 2.
Seconds are out. Round 2 is underway in this BTC $10,000 Bantamweight tournament. Now, Atmeh showcasing some movement, showcasing the strikes through a head kick there.
Yeah. That's what Izzudeen needs to do. Keep that center of the cage and stay angle off, just like that. Exactly what he's doing. Vinny's got to look to corner him, kind of press him against that cage, cut off that ring. Cut off the cage, excuse me.
There's a high kick again from Atmeh.
That's it.
And there is Diaz entering with a takedown, setting it up with strikes and gets the fight to the ground.
Yep.
But
Nice.
Atmeh postures up and gets back to the feet.
Vinny being relentless here, driving through. Izzudeen's got that whizzer on his right side now. He's going to look to use that and pummel his left underhook to try and circle off the cage, but Vinny's very strong. Got the body lock.
Yeah, that big, tight position from Diaz. Now switches, grinding Atmeh up against the fence.
The underhook, that underhook right there, the left underhook Izzudeen is what kept him on his feet. And it's keeping him in this position right here. It's really just a 50-50. Both guys got one underhook, one overhook.
Be interesting to see if Diaz throws a little bit of strikes to set up and get that separation where he can get that moment to get the fight to the ground, because, you know, Diaz says he's working on his striking, but he hasn't had to showcase it yet so far inside the BTC cage.
No, he used the strikes there just to set up to get into on the hips, right? And that's what he wants to do. So the first job is done. Now the second job is to get this fight down to the mat back where he had it in the first.
Knee to the body from Atmeh, but doesn't phase Diaz at all as he's just grinding Atmeh up against the fence. And Josh, these are just so tough positions. Doesn't look like much is happening, but a lot of energy is being expended.
A lot of little battles here. The head position. Vinny's got a better head position right now than Izzudeen. His head is below, underneath the chin, and also it's the hip position here. Vinny's hips are inside Izzudeen, so he's going to control it. He might get this cut back here. Oh, nice job by Izzudeen to stay up on his feet. Good show of balance.
Yeah, Atmeh definitely has some good balance, but he just can't find a way to get that separation. Once that space closes, that's just Vinny Diaz's world.
Oh,
and
referee.
Beauchamp didn't feel enough action was going on, gets a separation.
Well, Izzudeen takes that center again.
Tries the high kick, but this time Diaz catches it, and he enters in on another takedown attempt.
He's in on this half double here. Doesn't have both legs, just the one. Again, the Izzudeen's got his left overhook. Oh, now Vinny stepping in. Yeah, there's the body lock. Nice takedown by Vinny. Now right to full mount.
Yeah, full mount. Has the options to try to pass the back, and that's what he will do. Put the hooks in.
Nice transition. Chain wrestling there from Vinny Diaz. Got that body lock, takedown right to the back.
That's where he picked that up. Obviously training with NTT, Chris Prickett, one of the best wrestlers in the history of Canada, and at Penn State.
Now we're right back into that same position we were in round one. Body lock, Vinny on your back. Again, Izzudeen back on the defense here.
And how much does that affect you psychologically, Josh, where you got a separation, you had your chance on the feet, and the fight got to the ground because your kick was caught?
Yeah, that's something I thought, you know, the Atmos would be looking, you know, Vinny's probably going to, they even said he's going to shoot 100%. So I thought maybe head kicks, low kicks with setups, but maybe stay away from the body kicks because Vinny's going to look to, you know, use it as a takedown, time off of it, and he did there.
And that's where we are right now, getting the fight back to the ground, in the back position here is strong for Vinny Diaz.
Yep. A very frustrating position here for Izzudeen, back to where he was. Again, doing a good job defensively here, but falling behind on the scorecards.
Getting some coaching there from his brother Al Barra, who will meet the winner of this fight. for Albarra as well, getting some scouting on Vinny Diaz for sure. I mean, if he were to fight his brother, he definitely knows about that, as trying to sink in that choke there was Vinny Diaz.
And you look here, we're getting close to short time. You might look for Vinny maybe with the last 30 seconds here to open up, maybe go for that arm again. You know, with a little bit of time remaining, he'll be a little bit more risky and go for that sub, maybe without putting himself in a vulnerable position.
Yeah, Vinny obviously has got the positioning right, looking for, you know, the rear naked choke, but maybe he's waiting for that 10-second clapper to go for broke.
Yep. You can hear his coaches yelling, start taking a risk now. They're saying in a short time, go for something, try and get that finish here.
And there is the 10-second clapper. We will see if Diaz goes for broke. Just throw some strikes to the body and the face, and the horn goes, and another solid round for Vinny Diaz.
So if you're in Vinny's corner, you know, rinse and repeat here. You're up 2 rounds. You know, you're getting the takedowns, got to get inside, get the clinch, body lock, takedown, take the back. You know, it's working for him. So continue doing what he's doing with Izzudeen. They got to look to stay long, straight punches. Shy away from the kicks for now because he's looking at time to take him down. Use your boxing. But now you're down two rounds to 0. So you got to go for broke here in the final round.
As we take a look at the replay from some of the action here in the second round. This is Vinny Diaz getting the fight back to the ground. That's from the separation, and this led to the setup of the takedown.
Here it is here.
Right outside of the ballroom doors.
Going for that double leg. Here's the body lock here. Now he's going to torque. We lost it there, but he was going to torque down right to the mat, and that's what got him the takedown in that last round.
So here we go, third and final round of this Nijis Natural Medicine's $10,000 BTC Bantamweight tournament semifinal between Vinny Diaz and Izzudeen Atmeh. And for Vinny Diaz, everything going his way. Izzudeen Atmeh will have to go for broke and get a finish if he wants to advance to the finals.
This is what Vinny needs to do, exactly. Rush him, put him on the cage, and look for that takedown. That's it.
And that's exactly what he does. As Josh
Nice
says,
switch.
There's the switch,
Very
gets
nice.
the takedown and trying to
By the
pass
back
to the
again.
back yet again.
Beautiful. Single leg to switch off to the double. Izzudeen turn, give us back. Vinny took it. We're right back to where we were almost this whole fight.
Yeah, this has been the positions, got the body lock in, and as well in that open space, really nowhere for Izzudeen to push off, try to get some separation. It's going to have to be a tired now Izzudeen Atmeh that has to change the position here.
Exactly. And the advantage Vinny has when they're on the feet is Vinny can kind of throw a little bit more recklessly because he doesn't really care if this fight goes to the mat. That's where he wants to be. Izzudeen wants to keep it on the feet, so he's going to be a bit more hesitant to open up because he thinks he's going to shoot underneath it. So,
And as well, still looking and being active, preventing any, separation or stand-up. Stand-ups are always so hard. Oh, and looks like he's trying to sink in that choke right now.
it's hard to tell from our vantage point here, but no, not underneath the chin. And Izzudeen, very, very good. One good thing he's been doing this fight is his rear naked choke defense. A lot of people would have been submitted by now from Vinny. Izzudeen, oh, very nice on top.
Now Izzu switches the position, but nearly got caught in an omoplata.
Very nice get up there from Izzudeen, very technical. He's back to his feet. Now he's got to try and make something happen here.
And try to showcase Vinny Diaz being a little reckless and using that striking. Oh, there's a good right hand from Vinny Diaz.
Izzudeen needs angles here. Now coming straight forward, stepping off an angle, stepping, goes backwards. There's a nice one there.
Izzu stuffed that takedown attempt from Diaz. Now trying to push forward here once again. Going to the high kick is Atmeh. Oh, there's good shot did land from Atmeh on Diaz, but there's Diaz back to work.
Exactly, punches his way inside. And he's gonna look to finish this here. Izzudeen with his whizzer. He's gonna give up his whizzer here and put it back on.
And just once again, grinding Atmeh up against the fence, taking away the space that Atmeh had the opportunities to work with. And this has been Vinny Diaz textbook fight style, what he wants to do, and he's trying to close it off just how he started this fight.
Yep, and he's doing the right things. He's using his hands to get inside every single round. And this is where he wants this fight, this grinding wrestling dish. There's that body lock takedown again, and he's going to take the back with it once again.
Has the back and the body lock positioning in as well. Has 2 minutes to try to finally get that rear naked choke on Izzudeen Atmeh.
2 minutes, Vinny!
That's something I know they work at Niagara Top Team all the time, the transitioning, the chain wrestling, going from a single leg to that body lock with stepping in those hips, torquing towards the mat, and that's what Vinny's been showing here all night.
Yeah, Vinny's definitely showcasing every high level of what was said about Vinny Diaz going into this tournament. We knew he was a high level jiu-jitsu guy, and that's really all he's needed to be to get to where he's at in this tournament.
His chin gets up, his neck frees up.
As Diaz still trying to get free of his hands to sink in the choke, as Atmeh just grabbing on, doing everything to avoid that submission attempt.
It is also frustrating for Vinny. He's got the back like numerous times in this fight, and he's so close to finishing, but Izzudeen just doing a good job defensively. And you can also burn your arms out trying to go for that choke so many times. I've been in that position where your arms feel like they're 100 pounds each. But you got a great position. You don't want to give it up.
I think if you're Vinny Diaz here, you can keep looking for the submission, but you're under a minute now. You can pretty much be content with the position. Just keep working.
Yep. He can either do one or two. Keep this going here because he knows he's going to win based on the points he's won every round. Or he can open up and go for something risky a little bit more, maybe giving some space to Izzudeen to do some damage, but probably the smarter move is to keep doing what you're doing. It's working.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that's exactly what Vinny Diaz has done here in this fight. Got the fight to the ground.
Oh.
Now he's looking for the choke. May have it trying to flatten, stretch out Izzudeen Atmeh.
It's hard to tell here. He's going for it.
And the horn goes to end the fight here in the BTC Bantamweight $10,000 semifinal.
Beautiful display of wrestling, grappling by Vinny Diaz there every single round. Punched his way in, got the takedown, took the back, and controlled the whole fight.
Well, Vinny Diaz showcasing why he is the real deal. The hype is real around Vinny Diaz as he just gets Izzudeen Atmeh down time and time again, showcases that jiu-jitsu. Give credit to Izzudeen Atmeh, showcasing good,
very good
submission defense,
yep.
But unfortunately defense isn't awarded in scoring in mixed martial arts, and Vinny Diaz was just relentless pressure as well. That pressure is something everyone at 135 pounds needs to look out for.
Yeah. He said his wrestling's top level, his grappling's top level, and he's using his strikes to set up those other two things. So he's the complete package. Very good display.
How about his coaches as well? Chris Prickett, Matt DiMarcantonio. In Edmonton last night, their red eye delayed 3 hours. Didn't get to London, Ontario until like 8 a.m. here.
The life of a coach.
That's dedication. You got to respect
dedication. It. Yeah, absolutely.
As the judges are tabulating their scorecards, and we wait for the official decision to be made. Josh, what do you think of these 135ers, the next gen of bantamweight?
Love it, man. We're seeing so such a small number of fights. They're so good already, and we're seeing that more and more and more. And that's just the sport, man. It's evolving so much, and these young guys are the future. Guys like Vinny and Izzudeen. He's not going to win this fight, but very, very skilled, and I'm sure we're going to see him back even better.
Well, it looks like the judges have tabulated their scorecards. And we should be moments away from Mr. Throwdown, Pete Trevino, making this one official.
I don't see why it's taken so long, but I think we're good now.
I think we're good now, Josh. Looks like the scorecards have totally been tabulated, and Mr. Throwdown, Pete Trevino, in now to make this one official.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a round of applause for both of the fighters in the stage. After 3 rounds of professional mixed martial arts, we take it to the judges' scorecards. Judge Annette scores at 30-27. Judge Vandermeer scores at 30-26. And Judge Costello scores at 30-26. All for your winner by unanimous decision and advancing to the Bantamweight Tournament Final, Vinny Diaz!
Ladies and gentlemen, I am here with your winner, Vinny Diaz. Vinny, that was a clinic, wrestling, grappling clinic. Izzudeen, obviously more known as a striker. You're looking to use your hands, get inside, get the takedown. You took us back in every single round. Was that exactly how you thought the fight was going to go?
Honestly, I expected a finish, but I'm happy with the dominant performance. He was tougher on the ground to submit than I thought of. Also, it's a bit of a rough camp for me. Not a lot of people know, but about a month out of the fight, I got hurt. I literally couldn't train for the last month. I trained maybe for 1 week, and I was just off for a long time. So I didn't really feel like myself tonight, but I'm so happy I got the victory. Happy to go to the finals, getting a full camp, being healthy. I think you're going to see a very different version of me when I actually get trained for the fight.
Speaking of not being able to get the finish, I've had you on my back. You're a nightmare to deal with. Were you surprised with his defense on the back? He did a very good job of nullifying the jiu-jitsu. He still kept the position going, but he was able to tough it out the full 15 minutes.
Yeah, no, I was definitely surprised. He was difficult to finish, and I mean, gloves make it a lot harder than usual. But I mean, yeah, he definitely surprised me with how tough he was to finish. But I give that credit to him. Like, tough guy, but regardless, he still wasn't able to deal with the grappling. So
this win punches your ticket now to the finals of the Bantamweight tournament. You're going to take on his brother, Atmeh. What do you expect in that fight? What do you think?
I expect the same thing. But just expect a better version of me. Like I said, this was me without full training camp, without training pretty much the last month. So, like I said, you're going to see a very different version of me next time than you did today.
Lastly, who do you want to thank? Gyms, coaches, sponsors?
I want to thank my guys, Chris Brickett, D. Marks, Paulie for being in my corner. I want to thank my man RG, Ryan Grant. Too bad he couldn't be in my corner today, but we got the job done. Really want to thank that guy. I want to thank my boy Chris Michaelides from Core Performance. He actually got me back into fighting shape. He treated my injury, and without that guy, I probably wouldn't be here right now. So thank you, and shout out to Joe Von Vassar Modus, Health Performance. He always got my back, helping me. So I'm just super grateful to have these guys able to put my body back together in time to actually be able to fight. So feeling super grateful for them.
Amazing performance. I can't wait to see you in the finals. Good job, brother. Vinny Diaz, ladies and gentlemen, your winner.
There he is, Vinny Diaz, the winner here in the BTC $10,000 Bantamweight semifinals, and moves himself to the finals to take on Atmeh.